Good morning class 6. We were reading chapter 6, How Things Change. In this chapter we have seen some examples of changes. We have seen some reversible and irreversible changes. We have understood about physical and chemical changes. And we have understood about expansion and contraction. Now in this class we are going to read about physical changes in water. So students, open page number 73 in your science book and keep a pencil with you to underline hard words. Now I am going to read. Recall that in activity 6.1 you took some ice cubes and kept them at room temperature for some time. The solid ice changed to water. The process of conversion of solid ice into water is called melting of ice. The process of conversion of water back into solid ice is called freezing of water. Both melting and freezing are reversible and physical changes. So, in activity 6.1 we saw that ice can be made from water and it can be changed back to water. The process of converting water into ice is called freezing of water, and the process of conversion of solid ice into water is called melting of ice. Now turn this page. If you heat the water, it evaporates and changed into water vapor, that is steam, and when the steam is cooled, you will get back the water due to condensation. Here you can see in figure 6.12, ice on melting changes into water and water on freezing changes into ice. Melting and freezing. Now the B, water on evaporation changes into steam and steam on condensation changes into water. Now activity. Both evaporation and condensation are reversible changes. Let us perform the following activity 6.12 to understand evaporation and condensation of water. So first, to perform activity 6.12, we have an aim to understand evaporation and condensation of water. First of all, you have to take some water in a pan. You have to heat it over a burner for 2 to 3 minutes. Now you have to observe what happens. You will notice that gas, that is steam, is escaping from the liquid. This is evaporation. After it, turn off the burner and hold the lid over it for 10 to 15 minutes. After it, you have to observe what happens. You will notice water droplets on the inner surface of the lid. This is condensation. So, in activity 6.2, you have found that when you put a container filled with water on top of a stove and you let it boil, after some time you see that the water steam starts running away from the water. This process is called evaporation. After putting a lid on this container, the turning of the gas, you find that drops of water vapor have settled at the inner side of the lid of the container. This is because the water vapor hits the lid and turns into water after cooling down. So this process is called condensation. So that's all for today, students. In the next class we will see next part of this chapter. So thank you class.